In this episode, you're going to learn the steps to challenging your own perspectives, which is going to help you grow, but it's also going to help you understand and communicate with other people more effectively. Hi, this is Dan Schuck at Glass Half Question. Is your glass half empty or half full? Okay, what about the other people in your life? What would they say? What if you wanted to look at it differently, if even for a few minutes? Would there be any value for you in considering a different perspective? Have you ever changed your mind about something and found that you have a better new perspective after thinking about something in a new way? This is the heart of my Glass Half Question project, and also the theme of my children's book for grown-ups, A Glass Half Empty or Half Full, which you can find on Amazon or at barnesandnoble.com. In the first few videos, we talked about the differences between facts and perspectives and the value of choosing to look at things with an alternate or different perspective. Giving yourself the power of looking at things with different perspectives is valuable, but it takes practice, and it's something you need to build a habit around so that it comes naturally. In the last few videos, I've been talking about things you can do to start building a habit around practicing perspective, and the first step is to dedicate some time to this. Putting time on your calendar, even a few 10-minute coffee breaks in the day where you know you can put a little time on this, will help you make sure you're actually doing it and not just saying that it's a good idea. We also discussed actually writing down your observations about your own perspectives and try to make a listing of what are the facts and what are the perspectives you hold about whatever topic you are considering. This alone can be powerful. Just being able to clearly identify which things are facts and which things are perspectives can be enlightening. Now that you have an understanding of your own perspective, in black and white, right in front of you where you can read it back to yourself, well, now you have a very powerful tool in being able to look at things with an alternate perspective. The first thing is to go back down your written observations about what are the facts and what are the perspectives, and to play with the perspectives. In my should I have a large latte example, I will want to challenge the perspectives. Since I really can't challenge the facts, those would stay pretty much the same. I have about $5 in my wallet right now. Fact number one, that hasn't changed. This is probably just enough money to get a large latte at the coffee shop. Fact number two, that's also still true. It would be a good use of my $5 to get that latte. Perspective. Okay, let's challenge that one. Let's say it would be a questionable or a bad use of my $5 to get that latte. Because the next fact is I will have no money left after I spend the money on the coffee. I can challenge that final perspective about whether this outcome is okay or not. Now, since I really can't change facts, what I can change are my perspectives, or at least I can question my perspectives. If I play with adjusting those perspectives, I might try reversing my position about whether it's a good use of my $5, in which case I don't get the latte. But is this outcome really better or okay? That's really the next step in this. Before changing your mind, you really need to consider the pros and cons of the new perspective. My first perspective was that it would be okay to spend $5 on the latte. The pros are, I have a latte. The cons are, I don't have any money left. My alternative perspective is that it's not okay for me to spend my $5 on the large latte. The pros are, I get to keep my $5 for something else. The cons, I don't have a latte. Kinda silly, right? This all seems pretty obvious, and that might be the downside of using such a simple example. But before I give up on my simple large latte example, let me use it one more time. So far, we've looked at just two perspectives, but there may be more. What if I consider spending $3 on a medium-sized latte? I have about $5 in my wallet right now. That's still a fact. This is probably just enough money to get a large latte at the coffee shop or a medium latte for $3. Fact number two. It would be good use of my $3 to buy a medium latte because I would have a latte and I would still have $2 left. Now when I compare the pros and cons, I have a lot more to consider. Don't assume that your original perspective is under threat. You may well determine that it's the correct assessment, but try to be accepting of the lessons you can learn from alternative perspectives. This is the time to be clinical and detached. Try to be a scientist as you compare perspectives, and don't let your emotions make this decision. Again, I understand this example is very simple, but what if you use the same technique to look at bigger questions? Try dedicating some time to observe and write down your perspectives about some bigger topics in your life, and try, without changing the facts, to look at these things from some alternative perspectives. This all sounds a lot easier than it really is. It takes practice, and that's why I'm calling this practicing perspective. It may well be that you really just can't seem to find many or any other perspectives on the topic you've chosen. This is going to be especially true if it's something very personal or close to you. It might be that your political or religious beliefs are so strong that you have a hard time thinking about alternatives. I encourage you to keep trying, and possibly to switch to another topic if you're stuck on this one. Even a simple topic, just to get some practice, can be really helpful. Pick something like the best flavor of ice cream, or the best song of all time, or something like that, just to give yourself a chance at something innocent before you go back and tackle those harder topics. I'm excited for you to go off and start practicing perspective, and I'll follow this video up with more ideas about how you can do this. But in the next videos, I'll start talking about how we can help other people practice perspective. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you found it helpful and kind of fun, and be sure to click on the subscribe button now to make sure you get the next videos in this series. My website is www.glasshalfquestion.com, and if you go there, you'll find the full catalog of these videos and the rest of my content. Leave me a comment here if you have any questions or related thoughts, and please share this video with anyone you know that you think would appreciate this, or perhaps someone you know that could use a little extra help with perspective. And finally, please leave me comments here with any questions or ideas about any of this, and remember, keep practicing perspective.